Right, this is going to be another quick little tutorial. This one's an update after the last tutorial we did about creating our character in MakeHuman, putting a MakeHuman rig on it, importing it into Blender, loading in mocap data, retargeting the mocap data to the character, and then the full export pipeline to Unreal Engine 4. So I said that I would also show how to fix those mocap datas on the characters, because last time we were literally just looking at trying to get the character into the engine and the export routine out of Blender. So this time we're going to load in our same file that we used in that tutorial, the skinny Asian dude. Let's bring him into view a little bit better. Okay, so if we select onto him, and I think the frames we're going to bring in a walk cycle. It's one of the files that I showed in BVH or BV Hacker tool of fixing and modifying the rigs. You can do a certain amount to fix the rig in BV Hacker before you bring it in. If you look at your rig and then try to work out the proportions, how that's different to the original rig, you can get quite good results by editing the BVH directly in BV Hacker, but it's always going to generally be easier to then do most of it within Blender. So I'm going to import a quick little walk cycle. Let's go for that one. Okay, so it's only got 105 frames, so we'll change that. There we go. Rescale that back up. Okay, now we're going to split the main window, and we're going to split the second window again, and this one is going to be the graph editor, and this one is going to be the dope sheet. Pull them out of the way. So we've got our guy, his walk cycle. As we can see, the data's definitely come in. But it's all kinds of screwed up. If we go to orthographical front view, which is 1 on the keyboard, if I come out of here rather, there we go. Let's get him into view. Come on, why aren't you moving? There we go. Now we can see how the feet and the arms are badly interpenetrating. So we're going to start by trying to fix it. And this is only going to be a rough example of how to actually use the tools to fix it. You would have to obviously put as much time in as necessary for what you want for your own purposes. So if we come over to the left, we've got our make walk options. Let me shut that down, but it's the edit actions that we're going to be looking at. So what we want to do first of all is go into global edit, and this will allow us to move certain limbs around and then shift the animation globally so it affects the whole length of the animation. So if we quickly grab that back right, go back in the front view. Okay, and actually let's go onto the main part of the rig and onto our kinematics. Now for the legs, we're going to do the legs first, and we're going to transfer the forward kinematics to the inverse kinematics. So press the button, it'll take a few seconds. Right, so we've now actually got feet controls, as we can see here, IK controls, so it's generally like any other IK. Undo that, go back to the front, zoom back in, Now, if we bring the guy up a little bit, so he's to that. Okay, let's grab that back foot again. And we're going to pull that out a little, say to about there. And pull this out a little. Actually, the one on the right is maybe a little far. Okay, now when you're editing these, you need to have both the controls you've used selected, so that'd be for me both of these feet controls. And then come down to the left and shift animation. Now that will then, we can see it's changed straight away because the feet are no longer interpenetrating as badly as they were. It's still definitely not great, so we're going to undo that. And bring the left, on the right foot rather, a little bit further out. A little bit further out now. This is going to make him bow-legged, but we're just trying to shape things up at the moment. So if we go back to the beginning, okay, right, now we've got no interpenetration on the feet, but he's bow-legged. So we'll go back to the beginning, and if we bring our centre spine area up, so to about there, shift animation, let's see what we've got. Okay, it's a bit better, but it's still a bit odd. So let's grab the knee, bring that in a little, shift animation, press play. Still a bit odd. Bring the left leg out a little bit, shift animation, press play. Okay, the left leg's looking a little bit better now. So if we grab this back ankle, it'll give us a rotate if we can get hold of it. There we go. Let's see if we can straighten this up a little bit. Let's try that. I might screw it up. Okay, the right leg's a little bit better now. But I might well undo that, I don't know. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, it might be alright. Maybe bring that foot out a little bit. Shift animation. Okay, that's a bit better on the legs. So maybe bring these legs in a little bit more. It can be hard to select these sometimes. Go 12 foot. Bloody annoying. I hate the way these controls work sometimes. might try to do here is rotate the foot a little, but this can cause issues. Shift animation. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, it's gone all kinds of wonky. So we'll undo that and undo it. Okay, let's move it a little bit. Shift animation. It's still doing it. Stupid thing. Okay. Shift animation. Shift animation. Okay. That's a bit better. Right. Again, this is only a quick mess around. So we've done the legs. So let's go on to the arms. We're going to quickly transfer IK or FK to IK so we can get hand control. I'm going to go to our right arm. Let's pick a frame first where we've got quite even levels. Let's say about there. Let's grab that right arm, bring that out a little bit to the right. Same on that side. Grab the controls, shift animation. So we end up. Okay, so we're no longer getting the interpenetration of the hands into the body. If we go to the side view, it's not too bad. I might see if I can bring him down a tiny little bit. Maybe there. Shift animation. Play. Okay, that's looking a little bit more natural. So if we hide these controls quickly. Yeah, it's not too bad. The hands have got a little bit too much movement on them. But for a basic, yeah, there's definitely a problem with the right hand there. Okay. H to unhide. Let's grab this hand. And this hand. Now sometimes this will work, sometimes it won't. So because we've got the two controls selected in our graph tool down here, if we press Control and the up arrow key on the keyboard, it'll take us to full screen. If we press the home key button, it will zoom us in. So if we box select some of these keys, in fact we need more range than that, so all of them. Now if we come down to key, and smooth keys. If we exit back out by control up key again, take this off to the side. Let's see if this has smoothed the hands out any. Go to side ortho. Hands don't seem to be as bad. Actually, then again, that right hand is still kind of screwed up. We might need to go back into forward kinematics to sort that. So, if we come back over to the left and we've got the arm selected, I'm going to transfer IK to FK. Come across a little bit. Where are you? Oh, there you are. Oh, there's the screw up on the hand. So let's grab the wrist. R on the keyboard to rotate. And we're going to bring that to about there, I would say would be alright. Okay, let's apply that. See what we get. Shift animation. We move to a frame. The left hand might have an issue. Left hand doesn't seem too bad. Yeah, that might be alright. So if we go again back to side view, see if we've got that hand fixed. The right hand doesn't seem as bad anymore. Yeah. So we can see the right wrist is no longer as bad as it was before. There's still a little bit of tweak in there you'd need to go in and do to get it really how you wanted it. Give that a quick pause. Go back over to the left. Transfer the forward kinematics that we've just changed again back to inverse kinematics. And let's see how that's turned out quickly. Give it a pause. Get rid of this. Right. And it's not superb, but you know, it could be worse. We unhide some of this stuff quickly. Okay. Just side view. Let's get his feet a little bit better sorted out. Plate. And well, it's not too bad. I mean, it's definitely usable. At this point, we haven't set up any loop or anything like that. But you know, say you had a character in the game that was supposed to be just walking around casually. You know, this would definitely do for that. Like I say, it would still definitely need some more tweaking and stuff. We would go into the dope sheet in the curve editor to sort out a lot of those issues that we can't sort out in the tools on the left. I mean, you can see how it's very useful to modify that data we had, that mocap data, to make it more usable for your rig. You could always go in there and delete a lot of the frames off different sections. If you don't like how the hands are moving, you can always just select the hands, go over to the you can see they're both selected, go to the curve editor, control up button, and you could just literally select all of these frames and press X on the keyboard, delete keyframes, and at that point you're not going to have any animation on the hands. Because we've got it as IK at the moment, it's kind of screwed it up. We should have really turned it back to FK, but it would have removed all that information. So if we pause quickly and go back over to here, transfer IK to FK, select back onto the wrists, come over to the graph tool, home key, zoom out a little, box select the keys, press X on the keyboard. Oop. Delete keys, go back out the window. Let's see what we've got. So we can see now it's not broken like it was before, but the hands have got no animation that they did before. They're just carrying the animation from the other parts of the rig. So make it a little bit clearer, press play. So there's no twisting on the hands like there was before at all. So you could always go in there now at this point by reinitializing the inverse kinematics onto the object, keyframe the hands for how you want them to be yourself, rather than bringing the hand data in from the mocap. It's, you know, it's quite a good tool for just getting bits and bobs in, for you to be able to edit and get better versions done. If we go back, now we've got the data back on there, I think. No, we don't. Okay, now we have that data back on. It's carrying the hand information. But yeah, as you can see, I mean, you could quite easily turn this into a usable walk cycle, whether it be for your character, or whether it's just going to be for an NPC in the scene. You might want people in the background in your game, walking around doing stuff. By using mocap data, you can put in a lot of secondary animation data that's quite hard to do by pose-to-pose animation or keyframing, because Blender doesn't really have proper procedural animation tools, which are really handy for doing your secondary animation. And a character having no secondary animation can really take away a lot of the believability of the character. But you could definitely use it. Even that quick nastiness that we've got there, the foot's got a bit of a wobble on it, but again, you could go in there and select the foot and then grab all its keyframes from on here, and then you could go into channel and key rather, you know, and set what sort of type of interpolation you want, constant, linear or Bezier, and then you could, you know, smooth the keys to get rid of that little rippling effect that you can get on the feet. I mean, you can get that a lot on mocap data, especially the Carnegie ones, because, you know, if you even look at them in BV Hacker, there's a lot of popping between frames, and it just makes all the bones sort of shimmer, very small sort of wobbles here and there, but it's all stuff you can go in there and sort out by hand. And this was basically just to show you, you know, the way that you can do this. It wasn't supposed to be ending up with a perfect final product at this stage. This was just about showing you the tools that are there through the Make Human tools and Blender's own tools. So what I'll be doing next is showing you how to actually turn these sort of data into a loop cycle, so that we can actually build proper loop cycles for the characters. I'll probably do that with run and walk, and then, you know, once people have seen that done, they know how to do it themselves for things like jumps and landing and turn left and turn right. But that should be a quick, clear enough breakdown of how to use these tools. So I'll get on to the next one. Right, cheers, bye.